when it comes to stacking up bonuses in Civilization 7, you could go for something traditional, like 25% growth rates in cities with Confucius. You could go for something a little bit more defensive, like Tubman with her war support, or you could go for something aggressive, like Trung Trak with extra experience gain for her commanders, not to mention the fact she also gets extra levels on her first army commander. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be playing a combo that plays around army experience as much as we possibly can. So we're going to start off by taking the Art of War for 10% commander experience and 50% when your commander is within the command radius of a higher level commander. This pairs up really well because we're always going to have a higher level commander simply because we start off with those extra free levels. Our second memento that we're going to be taking here is going to be a little bit more utility. So looking to play into Artilleryman's Gloves for an extra 1 culture per age for every army commander level. So already out of the gate, we're getting a nice little bonus from this, but the idea is we want to build up a huge number of army commanders and we all want them to have lots of levels. There's going to be a lot of war this game. So let's get down, let's get into it. We're going to be starting out with Rome here, and let's move everything up to the right numbers. We've got deity. We'll go with a standard map and we'll turn off crises. So let's go, let's get into it and have ourselves a bit of fun here. So the idea is we are going to be warmongering with Trung Trak. Before we do that though, we really need to establish ourselves. We can't just come out of the gate with one city and then look to try and conquer the entire world. We have to try and play it a little bit slower. So we've started off, this is not a bad little spawn that we've got here. We've got the navigable river, so it's almost certainly that we are probably on a peninsula judging by the look of this, just simply because of the fact we've got water up here, navigable river, that's going to be your water along there. So I think we go ahead and settle in place. We could look to move, but this is fresh water, and we've got nowhere that we can move on this turn. Let's go ahead. We'll do it. We'll settle in place. And of course, if you want to play along with this save, I'll leave it over on the Discord. Not a bad little save, actually. This I love the gypsum. It's a bit tough because we don't have enough for rough, and our rough tile is on the other side of the river. So it naturally means that you can't take it unless you've got the fishing key in. So we'll see exactly how we go. We'll start off with a scout. We can probably move into a couple more scouts. I'm kind of tempted to go like a scout warrior opening, something like that, just to try and, you know, play around the fact that we are going to be playing a bit more militaristic this game. And I think we're going to open animal husbandry here just because we do have a little bit more woodcutters. So let's head down. We'll go grab these goodie huts and we'll make our way up towards this little gypsum nice and early. What have we got on the offer? We've got science, or we've got, I tell you what, an archer would have been lovely. Unfortunately, not going to be able to take it. And we're going to continue moving out with our scout. And this one can come back over here. So we've actually got a goodie hut back here behind us as well. So we'll keep that in mind. But we want to... Oh, we've got ourselves our first city-state target. Now, keep in mind, we are going to be looking to go to war this game. So even though normally you'd look at this and be like, okay, that's amazing. Let's soothe them. Not only are they economic, they're friendly. So this is like, you know, this is the best thing that you can find early on if you want to do, if you want to play any kind of Sim City. That is just, it's incredibly amazing how strong that is. But unfortunately, we're not looking to Sim City this game. So we're not going to be befriending them. We are going to be taking them out. Let's go into masonry. We will look to pick up our monument nice and early. We've got another goodie hut down here. Some more gypsum up here. We've got fresh water as well, at least I think. Oh, that might not be fresh water. We might have to do a weird settle like something in here, and that might be the play. Now, normally we'd want to come down here, so let's try and loop down and around. We found a new continent. A little bit of a flood's come through. Let's grab this one. We can take the warrior, or we can take the influence. I tell you what, I think the warrior probably makes the most sense. We're only making 5 gold a turn, so we're basically paying 5 gold for this, and I guess technically 30 influence, but we don't really need the influence in this game. I don't think the focus is really going to be on doing that. And I mean, now that we've got that, we also picked up the early science. We could look to go into the warehouse building. That could be an option for us. So let's consider that. We'll continue coming down. Okay, so far, not a whole lot of good settles in here just yet. A little bit of rough. Ideally, we're still going to be looking for gypsum. We're still going to be looking for camels. So if we can find those, we're going to be very happy campers. Now let's lay out our base a little bit right here. We'll move on to this tile. What have we got? We've got culture, or we've got the gold. Gold's very tempting right now, but the culture is just going to help us out so much. So we might as well do that. Let's go ahead and also move this warrior out. We don't want to start fighting just yet, but we do want to scout out. So we'll come down, we'll scout out over here. I've got my suspicions that we are on a peninsula, though the more and more this goes, we might have quite a bit of land down here that we can settle. So we want to start base building, and this right here is going to be our #1 tile. So let's go ahead, and we're going to be putting our market on that one. We'll put our garden on that one as well. We could look to put down We could go for our library out here as well. We could get a world wonder in between these two. That could give some nice adjacencies. So let's go ahead and put our library on that tile. I'm kind of tempted just to put the 1 on here at the moment because we do have the pairing, and because of that, it means that we know roughly what's going to go on these tiles. So we'll find a spot for the monument as well. Otherwise, we can just do it around the city center. That's not a huge deal. So we want to get a saw pit down here just so that we can come out towards this position. It's kind of awkward because we're going to need to split no matter what, so we'll just go ahead and throw the saw pit down on this tile right here. We're not interested in kicking out these citizens, and we'll go into discipline. And I think we probably want to go into classical republic just for that extra culture. We're going to have plenty of science this game as Trung Track, just simply because we have, well, we're Trung Track, and that's just how she works, isn't it? And on top of that, we're in the tropics as well, so that means we're going to also look at potentially Mundo Perdito as an option, so even more science. Potentially, and we've got ourselves a beautiful little settle down here. Take a look at this. We've got the gypsum as well as the camels, so this is going to be a high priority settle, so we'll be looking to take these guys out ASAP. Now, we want to also find a militaristic city-state if we possibly can, and we do want to befriend them. The good news is we haven't found any military... Okay. The good news is we haven't found any militaristic city-states close to us yet, so that's always a good thing. I think here, we almost want to prioritize taking the culture sooner. The sooner we get the culture, then the sooner we can get our discipline through. But then at the same time, the extra gold is going to be really nice to have. It means that we can get that city online sooner. And we do want to find, we need to actually find grassland. So we're going to take the gold here. The reason we need to find grassland is just because when it comes to this strategy, what we're looking to do is actually move into down here, Terracotta Army, because it gives us a free army commander and gives us 25% army experience. So this is, we're going to be rushing this basically. And we need to set up a city so that we can build that ASAP. Okay, so we've got science that we can take, or we can take the happiness towards a celebration. We're going to take happiness here, just because it is going to give us a little bit of production by doing that. We can also take the extra production here. Production here doesn't actually make sense because we're not going to be... these two are synced up, right? So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for us to do that. So instead of taking the production here, which is very tempting, though I guess we could technically roll it into something else. Like we could go into a slinger. That wouldn't be terrible, but we'll just take the happiness. I mean, actually, no, we'll just take the production. I tell you what, I'm a little bit... I can't work myself out. Mount Kilimanjaro. Okay, not the best natural wonder. I don't even think we end up working this, just because Mount Kilimanjaro, it always feels a little bit subpar whenever you're working it. It's kind of tough, right? Because you can't actually... Okay, Uluru, looking a little bit better all of a sudden. We can 100% take Uluru, just because we don't actually have to work it to get the bonus. So 2 culture for desert terrain here. So if we can find some good terrain, that could be quite nice. We've got a lot of stuff down here. More camels down here. Okay, so this now becomes a high priority settle because we want to settle our gypsum. We want to settle our camels. And now back in the capital. So we've got 1 turn until we can actually grab our settler out. And we want to start off by just making 2 settlers. I think ideally we probably even want to go for 3. So we can take 75 damage for 100 gold. And we're definitely going to do that. We might have to heal up on the spot. We do know there are hostiles around. So we might even look to do that. And we don't want to go too far in here. Okay, there's definitely a settle in here. This one's fresh water. 1, 2, 3. We can take this. I think this is going to be a settle. But the thing is, we need to find grassland. So there should be grassland down here. There's also going to be grassland up here as well. So I'm very tempted right now to send a scout up along this section right here. We 100% need to find grassland, but at the same time, we need to make sure that we've got a reasonable settle. There's also grassland down here. What have we got? This is all tropical, so we could go for a settle down here. That's actually not too bad. We could go for this right here. Picks up double, triple cotton, and we can put... Now, does it need to be coastal? If I remember correctly, it also needs to be coastal. No, it just needs to be placed on grassland. Okay, I'm thinking Mausoleum of Theodoric. So I think this is definitely going to be our first settle, so we'll go ahead and do that. We've got our next expansion point, so we can come up and grab the flat plains for now, just because that gives it a little bit of extra production, and we'll deal with this scout. And let's get that settler out. So I think we want to just come out here, settle this immediately. This is going to be incredible, because this is an extra 2 culture on desert terrain in the settlement. So it's very far away, but if we can secure this, this is going to be instrumental in our victory today. And we've met Tecumseh. Tecumseh, nice to meet you. I think we definitely want to just go ahead and offer him the research collab, just because we're primarily looking for a militaristic city-state. And ooh, okay, that is interesting. Okay, so that's going to be our first settle. Where is our second settle? Actually, how do we settle this? We've got Shomron in here. We got to take them out quickly, because we could settle right here, but then that's going to upset them. I think we just want to take these guys out immediately, and then settle right somewhere in this region. I think that's going to be the game plan. So we've met We probably shouldn't have done a friendly to her. It doesn't really make a lot of sense for us to do that. We still need to find that militaristic city-state, so we got to get out here and start looking. Let's move everybody over here, though, because we now know exactly what our game plan is, and that is not good. So we don't want to be fighting without our army commander. We want to make sure that our army commander is in. So we've got 3 turns until he's in, so we have to fight with him. So we need to go and also look for these city-states. So we're on low health, so we do need to be cautious about this guy. This one here can be a little easier to go through. And we're going to try and hold these guys back for the moment, just because we don't want to take any damage unless we have to. So I think we just want to come out and forward settle this. As I said, the primary reason that we're doing this is just simply, this is going to cause war with Egypt, but I'm not too fussed. As long as we're fighting in our own territory initially, we should be okay. Hatshepsut's going to offer us... We could take the culture. The culture here wouldn't be terrible. Early culture like this is incredibly powerful. It also means that we can reach our bonuses. Lots of resources in here. It means we can reach our bonuses a lot sooner, but at the same time, we do need to find that militaristic city-state. And there's Yongnu. I know that they are militaristic, so if we can find them, we can seize them. So let's just take the 2 culture for now, and we'll continue. We'll move over into pottery. And then from here, I think we'll look to grab a couple more settlers. Actually, it's kind of tempting to get more units out first. So let's go ahead. We'll grab a second slinger. And then that way, we've got a nice little core group of 4 military units that we can start off with. So we'll bring everybody over. This guy's going to heal up just a little bit. And that is discipline complete. Wonderful. So now we can go ahead and grab all of our bonuses. So we'll just move into this. There is a part of me that's tempted to come over to maneuver, but I just want to really get up to order as quickly as we possibly can. Because that's going to give us quite a bit of bonus to our military strength. So now we'll head into tactics, which is going to unlock Terracotta Army. So we've got about 15 turns before we need to get our city online. So definitely going to be rushing it. And I think this forward settle might be upsetting quite a few people, just judging by the look of us at the moment. Let's see if we can go into the navigable river. Okay, there's Troy. So that's a scientific state. So we can also come for them as well, which is absolutely lovely. And so far... I think we're doing relatively well. I think we want to look to try and take out Shomron first. That's going to be our goal. So let's get everybody down here. We'll move this guy in. That guy, I don't know whether he needs to heal right now. We'll just move him for now. I think that's fine. And we can just chuck everybody in the army commander. We do have the ability to not only to move a little bit. Oh, that was a little bit of a misplay by me. I completely forgot about our settler. So we do need to be cautious of that. So we can come down here. We've got the double slinger. So we'll throw down the first slinger and the second slinger. And we'll also put the warrior down on that tile. And then we'll look to focus this guy down. And that should give us a nice little bit of experience right there. And we are on our way to taking out Shomron. So getting early and aggressive right here. I'm a big fan of getting your aggression out nice and early like this, just with a handful of units. And in fact, we've got quite a few free units here. Now, these guys are quite close. Though to be fair, we're kind of close over here. But the main thing is that we need to settle the grassland, and she's on the grassland. So it's kind of funny how, like, you know, you've got desert that's all the way down here, and then 1, 2, 3 tiles up further, you've still got the grassland. But I guess that's probably a good thing, though, isn't it? Like, the reality is, like, you've got a little bit of variability. So I think we want to come down here. I think this is where we're going to find that militaristic city-state. And let us continue moving forward. I thought I had the commander selected. I did not. Let's grab everybody and move them inside where we can. We've got to be careful with this settler. At the moment, he's just kind of chilling at the back. We'll heal up for 1 turn with that warrior. Now we can move forward. That was actually a mistake. We could have got a unit onto that tile right then. So let's bring this guy around like this. We'll put this one over here. You can come in on top of that. And now we can fire here. We could also get a slam off on that, and we'll move in over onto this tile here. Quite a few units in here, but the sooner we take this out, the better. And that's one of the good things about playing with Strong Track is that you're not really limited on when you can take out city-states. You don't have to farm them up. Ooh, that is an awkward little spot. Now, I think we can still technically... We could just go to war. Honestly, we could just go to war and take her out. I'm not even fussed about it. So if we settle right here... I think the sooner we settle, the better, because then we settle, we grow, and then we take this. Unless she grows to this tile, it's going to be a little bit of an issue. But we're going to get locked into early war here. That is for sure. So let's go into irrigation just because we're going to be needing the settlement limits, and we've already got quite a bit of science that's coming through, and it's not like we're really going to be building our library anytime soon. I'll say that much right now. And here we go. We've got, this is G. Okay, so we've got G on the map as well. Definitely quite a lot of militaristic city-state, so we're very happy with that. So, the other thing to note is we don't want to initially use the Legatus' ability, because when we do that, that's going to push up the cost of our settlers very quickly. So we want to delay that. That's the game plan here. So that's what we'll be looking to do. Now, these guys are all good to go, and we should probably be using this ability right here. Did you not? Okay, it might be a little bit bugged. That's all right. We'll allow it. And finally, we should be able to now finish this guy off. Lovely. And that's going to give us a very nice amount of resources here. We can now settle... Oh, she's taking the camels. I think that means we're going to have to go to war. We're going to have to go to war right here. That is for sure. There's no two ways about it. We are almost certainly... Now, we do also have a gypsum down here as well. We've got the... We probably should have taken this tile right here now that I think about it, because we did lose the camels. It's a little bit of a problem. So we'll take the free war support for the moment. And what else do we do from here? So we've got another settler that we can look to bring out. So we do want to come and still settle down here. We 100% do, just simply because we can... We want to get the mausoleum... Not the mausoleum, rather. We want to get the... our special building in. And we do technically have the gypsum. So as long as we can get more buildings in this city, this town, we should be okay. We've got the second gypsum as well. So I think if we're working 2 gypsums, we should be okay to get this. Our next settler. So we've got 2 settlers that are out. We're going to go for a 3rd settler, and then at that point we stop making settlers, and we'll only be settling through our legatus after that. That's the game plan. So let's bring this guy across and start to take these guys out, because we are slowly working towards those levels. And hopefully we don't lose that scout, because that scout is on a very low amount of health. Beautiful. And we don't even mind if this guy gets taken out. No point in taking the culture, just because we're not going to be doing anything with it just yet. So we'll just take this one, and we're going to befriend them straight away, because they've got that extra experience towards the commander. So we're probably going to end up losing that guy, but that is okay. And let's heal up these guys for the moment. Maybe even bring them back within territory for the moment. Now, where do we go from here? I think where we're probably going to end up looking to go is over towards this city-state. Is anyone Susing it just yet? That was our scout. We expected our scout to go down, so that's fine. And we're not going to take the combat strength just at the moment. Here we want to move away from that slinger. So let's go ahead. We'll dive on in. I tell you what, a little bit disappointed that we didn't get this settled down right here. I mean, to be honest, she would have taken this no matter what. I don't think there was any real way that we could get around that. We probably want to heal this guy up as well, so let's go ahead and do that. There is another city-state down here. Probably militaristic. We just saw their borders grow. Someone else is Susing it, so there's no point in us even finding it, just because we're not going to be able to catch them. If they've already started the Suse process, we are definitely not going to be able to catch them. Okay, so where do we go from here? I think we just continue with production. There's more production out here. We do have the saw pit. We could look to get the brickyard down as well. So let's consider moving out to the iron. That's obviously going to help us grow, or that's going to help our strength as well. So let us continue. Now, she's already upset with us, so there's a good chance that we lose this settlement out here. So we've got to be quite quick when we do this. Are you just going to allow us to take this settlement straight away? I think you are. So let's go ahead and do it. So let's deploy here, because we still want to try and farm them up as much as we possibly can. And we'll deploy onto this tile. And now if we attack here, we should be able to focus this down. 1. And the slinger. And we should be able to now deploy here. Oh, that's a lot of units. Oh, they were coming for her. That's fine. Oh my god, imagine if they actually kill her city. Yo, sorry, dude. Sorry, dude. Sorry, man. My bad. I did not my intention to stop you from doing your thing over there. That's kind of funny. I didn't even consider that. You know what? Like that is a welcome addition to this game. Okay, so we've now completed our 4th settler here. So we've got our 3rd one that's moving out, or rather our 3rd settler. Our 2nd one's moving out. We've already settled our this one. So I'm thinking that we might want to even look to come up here. The only thing is, if we settle up here, we're not going to get the camels. And we probably want to prioritize the camels, because if we've got 1, 2, 3 gypsum, then that means that we're going to need camels to stick in this city. So let's go ahead. Let's do that. We're also going to have cotton as well. So we'll move this guy down over here. And I think realistically from here, we could look to go into more units, just a little bit more to complement. We could also go into the second legatus. But I think for the moment, it's probably just best. Like, let's just get some, let's get ourselves a little bit here of, on the brickyard. Now, we do get science and culture for this. But one thing to note is, oh, actually, now that I think about it, we've got a good monument spot here. So we could look to go into sailing sooner rather than later. Because if we do the monument here, yeah, that's going to make quite a bit of sense. Let's just start off. We'll just go with a brickyard on this tile. We're not going to overthink it too much. We'll just stick with what we know and hopefully get everybody out of here alive. Let's have a look and see. Hopefully they're going to be helping out. We've got 5 units now, don't we? We do indeed. So that means that we're going to have to be a little bit more cautious about how we move everything around. You can just come down and chill at the moment. And let's see if we can go grab Troy. I mean, realistically, we just want to be, actually, let's go and settle, actually. Yeah, that's what we want to do. We'll go ahead and settle. We'll grab that gypsum. That gypsum we can send back to the cap for the moment until we're able to get our next technology. I think we can finally move into mysticism here. And now we can think about that next settle. So I think we probably, see, I want to go here so that we can get the cotton. The trouble is we need to be on a tile. We need to be on a tile. Okay, I've got an idea in my head. We're going to go here. Oh, no. No way. No way. Okay, so we settle here. Okay. Now, if we grow dude, why are there so many units here? Okay, we got to reroute. We got to reroute down here. We got to clear. Oh, hold on. Oh no, they didn't end up taking her out. That's a little bit disappointing. We're gonna have to still get down here, and we might have some trouble on the way. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. We're gonna grow onto. If we grow onto this tile, because the thing is, we need to drop this down right now. Okay, so let's do this, and then from here, we're gonna convert to city. And then we will put our monument on top of this. And that's going to kick that citizen out. And now we can claim that tile. We can cancel this. Actually, we don't want to cancel it because what we want to do is we want to put our terracotta army down, which is going to take 94 turns. But don't worry, it's not really. So 94 turns on the terracotta army. And now what we want to do is put... Ooh, how are you not in... Explain to me how you're not within trade distance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess what we just can't cross, like, because this is frustrating, right? Like this should not be 94. This should be a lot. We're at 4 production right now. This should be much closer to 30 turns. Okay, that's problematic. I did not consider this. I'm not too fussed about the barbs, but I am definitely fussed about the fact this is not connected to the rail network. Because there's no other settlement that we can put down. We could go and do, like, you know, the game works really silly sometimes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If we take this... No, let's settle here. If we settle here, we can go out to the gypsum. So let's move up over there. Okay, are we going to consider... We can't consider anything at the moment. We could do, like, a granary out here. We could also... Oh, that's quite a nice tile. We want to get out here eventually. We could boop this citizen out, but we don't want to. Decisions, I tell you what. We'll go into a slinger, just for the moment. Do we do a slinger? Yeah, we've got 1 turn. We've got 1 turn until we need our garden down, though. Garden's not really going to be that impactful. Let's just go. We'll go for the legatus. The more, the merrier. Next settle is down. Does that... Yeah, look. Do you see what I mean? The roads are totally weird, dude. We settle this town... And all of a sudden, it's like, oh yeah, no, now we're connected. Now we're Gucci. This was what we needed. This is why I was going to do a video on how roads work, and then I was just like, I am not qualified to do a video on how roads work because I've got no idea how they work. The only thing I know is that they don't work. That's the only thing I know about roads. So let's bring these guys across. We need to get wool as well online. That should take us from 95 turns down to 32 turns. Okay, looking a little bit better here. It's going to be a while before we grow, but we should be okay for the moment. Maybe we send our units down. The only thing I'm worried about, I mean, she's kind of cleaning out the barbs for the moment. Let's continue moving up towards the north, though. So we'll go onto that tile. And then from here, we'll go into sailing. Our science is a little bit low, so we could look to even send out an agreement, potentially. Let's see if Tecumseh will take one. Rejected. Okay, how about, would you be interested in one? I think that, no. I think she rejected it as well. but it's hard to see. Yeah, I think they both rejected our military, or our science. So we'll go ahead, we'll settle that. Now we'll grab the wool. When we put the wool in here, it's going to make it happy as well. So we're now up to 14, which means we're down to 25 turns on this bad boy. And we are stacking up a whole bunch of production here. We've met Frederick. Do we want to be friends with him? I don't think we need to be friends with you. Actually, maybe you'd be interested in offering us science. Actually, we could offer you science. I mean, he's scientific, though. And we can't have multiple with the same leader. So, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I would have loved for the other guys to accept it, and then Frederick sends his agreement to us. We should go have a look up here. Actually, no, there's a volcano. We're not having a look up there. We're going straight back. We'll turn around. He does also offer us... Now, we are Susing these guys up. We could look to add support just so that we get them online sooner. There's always a risk that the AI denies it. Like, hold on. If this is militaristic... I think I've got a suspicion that that's militaristic. And the reason why is because they're on the coast. It always feels like the militaristic ones are on the coast, or at least, they're not always, but it's kind of the vibes I get. And we did see that galley out earlier. So let's, on the next opportunity that we've got, let's add support to Jeshi, just in the hope. Though, to be fair, it was a long time ago that we actually saw, that city-state get boosted. Remember over here, we saw the tiles expand? That was quite a while ago. Okay, Mount Kilimanjaro is now active. A little bit scary. I've never actually seen Mount Kilimanjaro add onto the tiles adjacent to it. So we'll just keep an eye out for this because, well, it is a little bit... It's going to get a bit frisky in here. A little bit risky. So do we look to buy production? We could buy... there's no point in buying production. It's only going to add a tiny little bit here. We're really just holding out for a hero and hoping that no one else is going to steal this away from us. That's pretty much it at this point. We could go stone circles. We don't really have a lot of or a lot of ways. Alternatively, we could do like God of War. Science on quarters wouldn't be terrible either. I think, yeah, culture on quarters has already been taken. If we took stone circles, we get... I mean, we'd have to build the altar in all of these cities as well. And there's not a huge amount that we're really gathering or gaining from that. Maybe we just go God of the Sun. Is this a God of the Sun game? It might just be a God of the Sun game. We'll just take God of the Sun. It's probably going to give us the most consistent, guaranteed value compared to anything else. So we want to move this down, and we do actually want to get rid of this settlement. So we're going to have to go to war here, which is absolutely fine by me. Have you got all of your upgrades? Not, yes. Well, for the moment, yes. So I don't even know, how are we going to position? Because if she's coming for war, which she's very close to being, or to declaring, I think we want to defend this by far the most. Because we can always sort of like, we can always get more reinforcements down here. There's our first, or our second legatus. So let's go ahead and we'll add in some more reinforcements just with the intention of actually going to war. But we're at a bit of an awkward position here in the sense that we are, we're not going to be fighting one front. There's going to be multiple fronts here. So let's go ahead. We'll deny the cotton from her, which is lovely. We should be able to, that should immediately slot. Indeed it does. We need to get our secondary source of camels online as well. So where are we going to get our secondary source of camels online from? Because this got denied from us. And that's a massive problem. We'll have to have a little bit of a scout and see if we can find any more camels. But for the moment, it's this town is just going to be stuck. We'll move into... Do we go into masonry here? I mean, we could just go into writing. Writing's probably not terrible. Let's move across and get all these guys back. All right. So far, I think we're in a pretty decent spot here. We're going to look to... We could potentially look to upgrade as well. So how are we going to take this fight? I really don't know. Maybe we move in down to like the south. Though the thing is, we can't be aggressive with her. If we're aggressive with her, she's going to mess us up. So we got to be careful about how we play this one out. And we did want to come down to Troy as well. So maybe we look to try and do that. But I feel like she's probably going to try and war us shortly. She's healed up all of her units for the moment. Let's see if we can... We can't get any more science out, can we? Because, yeah, we've offered it over to Freddy. So for the moment, we just kind of have to hold. 14 turns on our Wonder. I feel like it's probably going to come in a bit too late. The AI normally gets this at like turn 50, turn 52, somewhere in that region. She's going to denounce us, so we could cancel it out, but we're just going to allow it to come through. We'll take the culture. And we'll... Oh, how did we not have that in, dude? I tell you what, I always forget to put those in just because it immediately pops up on your screen. It's like, you roll over the turn and it's like, hey, you got to put your policy in. It's like, bro, leave me alone. I got to do shit. Like, I've got something on my mind, and then you just forget about it. And it's terrible. Okay, so we've got our second Legatus out. We've got quite a bit of military here. So I think this should be fine for the moment. We're not going to be able to really take advantage of the shared experience just yet, just purely because we don't have a single cohesive front at the moment. So... do we? I think we want to go for the altar. We probably want to go for the altar. So if we were going to put the altar down, where do we put it down? Maybe here is not bad. We kind of want to get everything out over here as well. So let's go ahead. We'll put the altar on that tile. And our Legatus has moved. I think let's just heal up. We've got a whole bunch of units in here that are just kind of needing to heal up. And we've met our next leader. It's Benjamin Franklin. We're just not even going to give him a friendly. Hopefully he sends us out a scientific agreement. Has he met everybody? Let's take a look and see. Oh, he's only met... he's met almost everybody. He hasn't met Egypt yet. Okay, so there's our gypsum. So we can take the cotton out, or we can take... let's take the wool out. We'll put the wool in the capital. We'll put the gypsum in here. That speeds us up to 11 turns now. So we shaved off 1 turn, which isn't terrible. And Slinger... I mean, we probably want to just fortify you at the moment. Bring you down here. We'll fortify you as well. And that's the war deck. So we kind of knew that was coming. So we do need to heal up. So let's go ahead and let's put these guys down. So our main focus, at least initially, is going to be selecting units. So we can't go on this tile and fire because then we'll get slammed from here. We can go here. The trouble is it's a bit awkward. And we haven't been healing either. That's the other factor. I'm tempted to just jump onto this tile, but just knowing that we're going to get slammed. Actually, let's not do it. We'll put down over here for the moment. We'll fire off. Not bad. 26. We'll fortify. This guy can fortify as well. Slinger, you can come down. So I think for the moment... another city has been settled. Oh, is he playing Han? He's playing Han. That's a bit weird. We can actually go ahead and add in a little bit more war support. So let's go do that. And we can try and bait something out with the scout. So let's see if we can do this. And then we can look to focus these units down. We could also do something like... that's so annoying. A little bit frustrating, but it's okay. We'll get better. We'll get better. You know, we can actually just take this city. I don't even mind. I think this is actually quite a decent city. As long as we're able... I mean, we could just put something on this and then grab this. That will be perfect. We're up to 500. Up to 500 gold at the moment. So we could look at getting another city online. It's going to take some time. Alternatively, we could look to boot this out. The problem is because we don't have the camels, there's no real point in us having more gypsum. We need to get more and more camels. I'm kind of tempted to get a scout out right now. Maybe we can move this scout to the north, because this scout did cop a little bit of damage just then. But we don't want it to die. How come this slinger can't attack here? That's a bit strange, isn't it? Do we need it to move forward? Maybe that's what we need it to do. Well, let's do this instead. Now you should be able to focus. Wonderful. This guy's at 76. We just don't want the slinger to get slammed, so we'll just put him out for the moment. And the scout will bring around to the back. See if we can squeeze him through a little bit later. We'll drop the fishing key down now as well. And we want to try and... we could look to grow in Ostia as well. It's at 9. Where else do we go? We could look to try and grow in the cap. I guess that's probably the best spot for it. In the meantime, we'll fortify on this tile. And we'll look to come across here shortly. That's our city under attack. Where were we under attack? Oh, it was just the main city. Which is absolutely fine. So let's go ahead and focus this guy down. He's gone. Is that a level that we just got? And we picked up a warrior, which is definitely going to be welcome. We'll grab the culture for the moment. More culture. Okay, we've got a whole bunch of narrative events right there. So once again, we can choose exactly how we want to play this out. I think this tile right here has actually got more production on it than it should. So I think it's added fertility to this tile. In fact, can we see? No, it's a different one. All right, so let's go into... I think we probably want to go into riding just for theft. We want to try and look to get some steals in. We need to get that scout up to the north. And it really doesn't feel like there's a lot of units here. We do need to be cautious of the Medjay just because of, obviously, it's got the defensive bonuses. I don't think we actually spent our point. So So let's go ahead and do that. Don't worry, we'll grab the Legatus eventually in here. Okay, so next up, we could go into maneuver, but I'm more tempted to go into, like, logistics. But let's play maneuver, at least to start us off with. We want to try and level these bad boys up as much as we possibly can. We'll go into Code of Laws now. Though, there's also a part of me that thinks maybe it's a good idea going into Discipline. I mean, both of these are really, really good World Wonders. So let's go ahead. We'll grab this one for now. And let us begin to march forward. Everything slowly across here. There's the Medjay. Now, they're only just level 1 Medjays at the moment. So that's something to keep in mind. We want to try and force this fight as much as we possibly can right now. So let's, in fact, move everything across. We can even chuck you inside. We've got our first trader. Chang'an has got a lot of resources. We've got Gypsum down here as well. Maybe we just look to try and get out to Pengcheng, just because it gives us a little bit more iron. And we can use those. So let's go ahead and focus down this unit here. And now we can get that monument. So that's a 4-1 monument. That is very nice. We can also look to get the library out here as well. So we'll do that after. And that doesn't leave too much to be worried about. I think we probably also want to play a bit more into our army commanders. So maybe once we've got this... I mean, this is coming up in 4 turns. We're at turn 54 right now. This is the dream. If this actually happens, we're going to be in a really good spot. The only thing to note is just because we didn't get the camels, we're a little bit behind where we should be. Let's go ahead and we'll deploy over here. Where are all of her units? She is... I thought she had a big army, but I guess she may have been fighting up against the barbarians, which is definitely what it looks like. So we're 100% going to be taking this, and she just secured the camels for us as well, which is lovely. We're at 5 out of 4 at the moment, but this is going to very quickly get bad for her. I think we just hold it on this position here. We just kind of fight this one out. Let's see if we can fortify. And... let's try and hit down this city center. If we can capture the city, then it's no longer hers. We flip it, and then all of a sudden, we're in a much better spot. Because it means she's not getting the bonus on the defense. Because at the moment, like, you can see just how much she's getting from that. That is incredible. So let's focus down her units first. She's got reinforcements that are coming through as well from the south. We will need to get these guys over. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll move the Legatus in. We'll get everybody out. Oh, that guy. Oh, this is a. It's a bit of a weird bug when that happens. I never know what to do. All right, another growth. So we'll go to our iron. That's going to give us a little bit of a military boost here. We can't afford to do any more war support. We need 120 for that. But there's definitely a world where we just come down and take her cap. I definitely think we can get away with that. Okay, so let's swap these guys out for the moment. You can come on in. We'll put you over here. You can move forward. And now let's look to focus these units down. So that's going to be quite low. Now we can move our general across here. You can come in like that. And we could technically hit this guy, but I'm really hesitant to do that. And then we can leave our general undefended, where it's very unlikely that we lose the general. Unless there's an archer. I don't think this is a city. It's got a city hall. I don't know how to tell whether or not it's a city versus a town. Oh, I didn't see that guy out there. Oh, that's not good. Okay, we're getting... oh my lord, we're getting slammed from everywhere. That... whoa! Okay, that was... I was not expecting that. I completely forgot about this guy out over here. So we're gonna have to get out and dodge right now. The only thing is, where do we go that's safe? I mean, we can go into this tile. That's not terrible. So let's go ahead and jump in. We can probably fire off as well. We just need to make sure that we're not going to get slammed by more than one unit. We're in our own territory as well, so we should be okay. So let's go ahead and... I'm trying to do the math here. I don't think there's a world where we can only get slammed by one unit. We lose a unit here if we do this. So let's just... everyone can just jump in for the moment. That's fine. We've got another growth event over here because we've just put the citizen in this. We've just kicked this citizen out. So we could go into a mine, or we could go into... I think the mine's probably going to be the best bet here. Though, have we got the saw pit? Yeah, we've got the saw pit and the brickyard. Wonderful. Okay, so we've got our next growth. Oh my lord, look at that. That is incredible. I tell you what, we're not going to be building any buildings along here, but where would we even build? We'd go library here, and then you could do monument. Maybe even do monument right there. Yeah, that makes the most sense. Okay, all right, we're okay. Okay, we are probably going to use the stars here, and now we can look to get a steal in if we wanted to. Who's got some good yields? Ben Franklin, 64 science. He is just absolutely going to the moon right now, that guy. And we are going to look to try and go... We'll probably head into the masonry mastery. Oh, that's not good.
After the battle.
We got it! We actually got the terracotta army. I can't believe it. After 58 turns, we actually did it. Now, we can obviously get the hell on out of here. But we want to make sure that we've also got the ability to put our military units down. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll go onto this tile. And then we'll also go here. And then we can look to focus that unit down. We should have moved this guy across first, though. He should have come across first. That's okay. So we're now getting more experience from our units. And we don't want to go too deep into here as well. So I'm kind of tempted to do something like this. Yeah, and just do a little bit of a slow roll over there. So we finally finished the terracotta army in this city, which is incredible. I can't believe we've done it. We can put a library on that tile. That's actually a really good library. Let's... Wait. Oh, no, we can't. We haven't connected this out yet. So let's go ahead. We'll put the monument on here first. We could also look to get our next city up. We actually haven't upgraded our units yet, so maybe we should look to go into bronze working. It's going to be 13 turns. Is there a world where bronze working really matters? In 13 turns, I feel like the war's probably going to be won by then. I mean, she's definitely doing a decent job at this stage. She pulled out a lot of units. Oh, please tell me. Ah, oh, it's so painful, dude. I knew it. Yeah, I knew it. He befriended Longcheng down here. And, like, this was a really early befriend, man. Like, that is crazy. He must have literally come down here, met them, and just spent the influence straight away. Because now we don't get that 50% bonus. We can take the Foederati just to buy a couple of units and try and push that out. So let's go ahead and do that. Because the first ones are very cheap. So we can justify that. So let's go ahead and do this. That's going to give us experience. Oh, we want them to be within the same command radius. That's the other thing to note. We need them to be in the same command radius. So this guy's going to heal up for a bit. We can heal this guy up for a bit. We can just chill for a bit over on that side. And we might have to do the same thing over here. Let's see you guys. We're just chilling for the moment. We're not going to push out just yet. It's going to take some time. We've got our next cotton that's just come through. So we could pull the gypsum out of this city. Though, to be honest, we don't really need to. I think it's fine with how it's going right now. Do we do a city down here? I mean, if we do city down here, how are we doing? Actually, maybe this becomes a city. How do we even do this? So we go fishing key library. And then you go saw pit brickyard into monument. And that's a +3 monument. I think that's probably going to be your best bet for a city. So let's go ahead. We'll do that. And we'll start moving everybody over. So we'll get a couple of gypsum in here. And I think that's probably about the best that we'll get it for the moment, just until we get our next camels online. I tell you what, we need more camels. We're having a little bit of a difficulty with camel. And now from here, so we don't get any bonuses towards our commander experience. There are other ways or other civilizations that can do it, but we don't actually get any. So I think the best thing for us is probably going to be, let's come down into the masteries. We'll look to try and complete Gate of All Nations. We'll try and get a couple more World Wonders up. And let's grab our brickyard, kick that citizen out. We'll now take the gypsum as well, so we can also look to slot the gypsum in this city. You can see just how badly we need those camels. That was, yeah, we've got a lot of production in here. And we could look to try and push the issue a bit on this front. We just want to make sure that we don't get slammed. And, well, yeah, we're now going to get slammed 100% here. So let's look to cover. Though, to be fair, I don't think we need to really try and heal up on our commanders. As long as we play a little bit smarter with them, we'll be okay. So we got slammed, we get the XP. You can see just how much damage we actually took. We're going to reject that offer. I think we can probably just get away with taking Men Nefer for now, and then we can look to come over and war Tecumseh. Though there's definitely a world where we could just go absolutely troppo on her and really just take her out. We'll go Granary here, and then we'll do Garden on that tile. Is there anything else that we want in here? Not really. I think that's pretty much it. So let's focus with the slingers. Wonderful. Commander, a little bit more experience. That's a level 6 commander now, which means we've now got our next settlement. So we'll go ahead and grab logistics and just look to put units inside there whenever possible. You don't have a level yet, my friend, but soon. And we'll hold on that front. And let's deploy once again. That's a fair bit of units in that army. Let's see if we can grab the kill. We might be able to grab the snipe here. We want to go this one. You can see it's got quite a bit of health on it because of all the units that are inside. So here, I mean, we've got some really good spots to put down a market. So that right there is a really good spot. We've also got another good spot down here. This is another +4. So because of that, I want to go into currency. Just because it makes sense. It makes sense for us to play into it. We'll go into maneuver to start off with. And we can probably look to bring these slingers forward. Let's make sure that we open fire. That's another promotion that we've just gotten. Let's drop him in here. And we want to try and shuffle these guys wherever we possibly can. That was a misclick. I apologize. That was a misclick. I tell you what, having those little misclicks are very frustrating. Next upgrade, let's go into, I think we always want to start off with maneuver. So we'll bring him forward like this. And now he should hopefully, she's just chilling. 1, 2, and a whole bunch. There needs to be a word for that when that happens, because that's so funny watching that happen. So let's move this guy over onto this tile, be a bit more aggressive.
Do nothing.
We've now got the Gate of All Nations that we can move into. So we can go for the garden on that tile. But I think the Gate of All Nations is going to be more important. So let's go ahead and grab that initially. And then we can look to grab our market on that tile afterwards. We can go for a brickyard. But I think the biggest play is going to be for a very quick library in here. And then from there, we can follow up with the brickyard / saw pit. We can probably even put it on this tile here. And the other thing to note is all of our desert tiles actually got denied from us. We do have a couple, like we've got one over here, another one here that we can grab, but like these were what I was hoping we could grab. Though now that I think about it, yeah, that was settled after, wasn't it? All right, we've got our next level. We'll go ahead and grab a salt tree. And we'll go into mysticism as well, as that's going to be another option for us. And here, let's look to try and focus these down. So we'll do 1, 2. And then here, well, we can't actually slam him right now. So all of these guys we do need to be a bit cautious with. I don't think there's a risk that we lose any units here, but we should be okay. All right, we've located Sparta towards the north. There's additional camels up here. We could look to try and settle these. I don't know exactly where our friend is, but if he's got settlements that are down here, that's within range of the camel. So we've got to be cautious and quick about going about that. More science as a possibility, or we could just come in for this. I think this probably makes the most sense. Oh, we did actually lose the woodcutter. When did we lose the woodcutter? That must have been recent, right? It was not recent at all. Okay, so we put the first one down. So we can do fishing key across. We want to get monument out here, so let's go. Do we go altar first? Maybe we just do the altar on this tile. That's going to kick us out of here. There's nothing else we really want to be growing into. So we'll go ahead and just slowly take this out. Slinger's lost a lot of health in here. Is this finally where we can commit, though? We do need to be cautious about losing too many units. Let's see if we can focus this unit down. Lovely. And let's see if we can focus this unit down as well. Wonderful. You can see 10 experience. That's a ridiculous amount. And we pick up some more experience doing that. So let's go into here. And keep in mind, every single level that we're getting on these commanders is going to be giving us additional culture. More units coming through. Oh my lord, that's a lot of units. Jeez, they really just come out of nowhere, don't they? I feel like these guys have not been healing up either. Okay, where do we go from here? I think we still 100% want to focus down these units. So let's do something like this, and then over here. And that way that gives us a bit of distance. We've got our next level that's come through. We might look to go up the right side on this commander. Let's keep searching. And back towards this position. Let's throw the slinger inside, put him on top. And he can sling down here. Slinger? Wait, can you really not see? I guess he can't see. Alright, we'll just focus down the city, and we'll move this guy forward. A little bit of experience here. Not terrible. And Legatus. You can just heal. If we lose this unit, I don't think it's terrible. But we obviously want to avoid that. So let's bring our general in. We'll come across. We'll jump on inside. Jump inside. We've got a lot of stuff that we could potentially lose right now. So we do need to be cautious. And now you can focus that down. Still kind of low. We just want to make sure that we're always shuffling these units in, out, and across. We don't have any unit that can really tank up the front here, so there's the risk that there's another unit back here that could then come forward and slam. So let's go ahead and we'll just deploy on this tile instead. And now back here we can continue focusing down the city. I tell you what, it's been an absolute time and a half trying to get this out, but we managed to do it so far. Organized military, probably the best bet here. We do have more settlements that we can put down as well, so we do need to keep that in mind. Hold position with the warrior. Yeah, I don't know if there was another unit back there, but you can see that there is obviously multiple bogeys sighted. So let's try and focus this down. We want to get the commander across. Okay, so we want to focus here first. We really need to use all of the units that we've got available to us now. And try and focus that. This guy might end up going down unless we move him. Okay, I think we should be okay. There is the risk this guy goes down from a double slam, though. So just keep that in mind. Hattusa is up here. Hattusa is about to be eliminated, though, unfortunately for Hattusa. Okay, we got slammed to the north. Lovely. And so now we can come forward here. As you can see, we've got quite a few great generals and whatnot in here. So let's focus this down. If we move you forward like that and this guy across, we just want to be picking up as much experience as we possibly can on all of these generals. Really trying to farm it up. And now we can finally take out the city. Another promotion available. Do we even want to come up the assault tree? I think maybe we just go into logistics instead. We'll come down logistics, and now we can do our monument over on that tile. And then after that, we can do the fishing key on this tile right here. There's even an argument to do the fishing, or to at least pop the fishing key right now, just because it's going to give us a citizen that we can actually use that is decent. And now back towards this position. We want to kick all of our citizens out. I mean, this is kind of hard, right? Let's go into a granary or an altar. One of these two. Maybe we do like an altar down over here. Probably the best bet. Let's go ahead and grab that. And we'll hold for the moment. Everybody can just hold. Let's forcibly end that turn. More units are going to start coming out. We're just going to make sure that we're able to pick them off. So we've got all three of our ranged units here. Fair bit of damage. There is the way that we can technically be double slammed from this. I tell you what, these units inside, man, they're not healing up. I think because we're using the commander. And that's why it's happening. Like, obviously, yes, that's the case. But, I mean, even when the commander doesn't move, you're still... Okay, this is a bit more awkward. I think we probably want to get out and back away from these right now. So let's think how we're going to do that. So we'll start off with this commander. He can come backwards, like this. And we'll just... Let's just eat up everybody here. Then we come back over onto this position. And now we can deploy. That probably works a little bit better. I tell you what, war takes a long time though, doesn't it? Like, I'm just looking here, we're at turn 70. Now that I think about it, actually, it's not really that bad, is it? Like, we're still getting through the turns relatively quick. The way I think about it is if you could do a turn a minute, like for me as a creator, if I can do a turn every minute, I'm pretty happy with that. Can we now slam? Lovely. Okay, we got it. It took a while, turn 70. We finally got there in the end. We're going to keep this settlement, obviously. This is a very good settlement. And we can now look... Oh, you can see these happiness numbers are quite low, aren't they? We want to try and get a few more gypsum out here. So let's go ahead and do that. I tell you, how good are these resources? When you look at these resources, my lord, are they good-looking resources? Let's actually take you out. Oh, that's going to make our capital unhappy if we do that. We kind of need to keep you there. So Ostia needs happiness. We're getting happiness through ASAP. So we could definitely look to take that war. We could take the peace deck right now. I think that's probably going to be the best bet, rather than just like fighting out for the entirety of the game. Let's see if she'll give us anything here. Do we really want anything? We could take something down here. This wouldn't be terrible. Let's see. Would you be interested in giving us one of these? She will give us Nekheb. Do we want... Maybe we don't want Nekheb. I don't think we want it. We can settle better cities. Let's just take peace. So in the end, we get peace. We get the city. She settled it for us. It took us a while to get there. So now we can look at doing settlements ourselves. So, oh my lord. Okay, you know what this means. It means war. So where else are we going to be settling here? Because realistically, I don't see a whole lot of good settles in here. Like, you've got a whole bunch of elephants in here, which is not terrible. It's not going to be the best city, though. That's the other thing. And when it comes to settlement limit, like, we're already starting to push relatively high. So let's go ahead and let's heal up everybody. Make sure that all of our commanders are empty as well. Actually, no, we don't want to make sure our commanders are empty. We want to be putting them in our commander just because we get the bonus gold when we do that. Though we should be making sure that it's the right commander. Yeah, this guy right here is the guy that we want to be jumping inside of. And the commander can just chill for the moment. So that's 5. Let's bring the warrior across. That's 6. There is another commander in here that's also got the logistics bonus. So we could look to get a couple units out and push that a little bit higher. But maybe now it's time to actually macro. Maybe now is when we should actually look to try and focus our economy. Like, we've done that early war. We've got Bulgaria unlocked as well, which will obviously be very powerful in the next age. So we'll be potentially looking to take that. Though, could we get Abbasid? Actually, 1 camel, 2 camels. Are there any more camels out here? It's just these camels in the north, isn't it? Okay. I've got my idea. I've got my plan. I've got my plan. Let's make our way north. I think that's got to be the play, right? In this situation, how else do you go about doing it? Let's see if we can get a mill bell in. There's nothing else in there. Like, okay, we can grab some food, but like, is food really going to be that important for us? I mean, the granary is such good value, though. That's the other thing, right? We want to be putting this on tiles. Actually, no, it's only in the capital that matters. Never mind. Ignore me. Okay, so we found a couple more units. So does this guy have... He doesn't have logistics. So let's come across. Deploy you guys. And bring this one across. So next turn, they'll jump in here. So where do we even look to settle? Like, are we just settling for the sake of settling? I don't even know how good these cities are. This is not terrible. It's got wool. You know, we can send back the wool. So maybe we settle here, library here. Let's give it a go. We're 6 out of 4. Let's make it 7 out of 4. Really look to play into this style. We get the wool for a little bit of extra happiness as well. Back over here in the cap. And how's our culture doing? We're at 58 culture, which isn't too bad, but Mundo Perdito is going to help out a huge amount if we can pick that up. So let's definitely consider doing that as well. We want to get you guys in here, if you wouldn't mind. And also, in the meantime, what we want to be doing is... Okay, that city-state got cleared out. We want to be putting our commanders into the cities so that they reduce the unhappiness in those cities. So let's go ahead and we'll throw this guy back over here. We'll bring this one down. Though, I still want to keep farming. So let's take a short little break here.
No man.
Okay, Gate of All Nations online as well. Mundo Perdito, not going to be possible. Is it because we haven't built something? Yeah, we haven't built something. Always get confused by this. Yeah, there's Mundo Perdito. It's going to take 10 turns for us to build. So let's go ahead. We'll finish this one. And then from there, then we can consider Mundo Perdito. Now back over towards this side. We want to grab this culture wherever we possibly can. So let's go ahead and grab that. Library, we'll throw it down on this tile. Where do we next grow out here? We could look to come out towards these. Probably going to be the smartest move. And we want to scout out all of these lands. And we could look to do like a permanent war out here with him. And just really try and finish him off. Because we don't like him. Okay, that is a lot of units that need healing up right now. Emil Bell coming through. Let's just put you on lookout. Just so we don't have to keep coming back to you. Now, what other cities do we need to really sim with here? We could look to get a 4th city in. So we've got 1, we've got 2, we've got 3. We could go for, absolutely, the activated or the determined ability. So let's go into our unique now. Probably not a bad idea for us to do that. Actually, no, you know what's more important than our unique right now? Actually, how long is it going to take? That's going to take 3 turns, 3 turns. This will be 5 turns. Entertainment's going to take a while. So maybe we just go straight up into here. I think that's probably going to be the best bet. Let's do it. Is there anything more that we really want from here? Maybe this one? Yeah, 2 gold in the capital for every town that you own. It's really not that big at this point, though. So let's just go straight for the... we want to go straight for the extra bonus. The settlement limit. That's going to be the most important thing. So we could do Mundo Perdito. Or we could do the garden. We could do the garden bath combo. Though Mundo Perdito is just so much cooler. Where are we going to put this bad boy down? I'm looking at this tile right here. That only gives us bonuses on the altar. So it's not huge. How else do we put this? Yeah, there's really nothing else that we could look to put it down on. Like, even over here could be good, but it's a rough tropical tile. So maybe just something like this. Maybe that's the play. Or even over here. Yeah, that's probably the spot right there. Guarantees that we've got decent adjacencies a little bit later on in the game. Okay. So far, so good. We've managed to establish everything. We can roll through these turns. Keep in mind, this is not a long era. This is just a normal era that we're playing here. So because of that, it means that we're going to be finishing up relatively soon in this game. We could also look to grab the ivory. Not terrible. This was I don't know why I settled this. I settled this because I could. That was why. Not because I should. Very different. Okay, so commanders are going to be helping out quite a bit just with the reduction of unhappiness. These are some good tiles, though, that's for sure. We're about to have enough for our next city as well. We're at 78 gold at the moment, and that gold number is going to continue to climb. Turn 80, and we're only just starting engineering now, so a little bit late to the engineering party. But we will get there. Camels? Oh, because we lost the camels. That means if you take these out... Yeah, this is quite cool. So you can technically use camels in multiple settlements at the same time. If you lose the camels like that, then... Oh, what do we get? Among Us Maui. Hatshepsut's finish Among Us Maui. I don't know how relevant that is. I don't think we really care about the fishing key, though. That is, does that make people unhappy if the fishing key is broken? I feel like it probably does, right? Drop the barracks on the same tile. I don't know why we're showing that one off. Yeah, so we drop the barracks over here, and then we can look to do another +2 here. We've also got another +2 right there. That's Emil Bell. Lovely. So we are slowly collecting world wonders, and I think we want to take the happiness per age, just because, well, we kind of need happiness at the moment. And maybe we look to go into incense. Incense probably not terrible at this stage. Yeah, it's going to be an extra 2.5 science. So we get the 1 from the tile, and then the 1 from, or 1.5 from the city. All right, now we can consider moving into our unique districts. So before we do that, though, let's go ahead and we'll grab a barracks. Barracks is going to go down on that tile right there. Some nice adjacencies in here, actually. And we've got our theft coming through. Doesn't really give us a whole bunch of stuff. We're only sitting at 2 influence at the moment, so not the happiest campers. We probably want to look to get our villas down sooner rather than later. That's Mundo Perdito. Lovely. So Mundo Perdito is going to provide us quite a bit of science and happiness across this city. There's not a huge amount of population or, like, tiles that are really being worked in here. So it of course is nice, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really do much for us. Okay, we continue expansion out here. We can probably look to get a sawmill out here. We stole citizenship. Lovely. That is a high value steal. And now we'll move into the barracks. So we'll throw down the barracks on this tile. We'll look to stack them up. And we've got everything in here that we realistically need. We could go Bursa. Do we go Bursa? I mean, it hasn't been taken at this point in the game. It's going to be 14. We could look to get our uniques down. Now, keep in mind, it's going to give us culture for every tradition in the government. We don't have a whole lot of government slots just simply because we haven't been happy. And because we haven't been happy, it means that we don't have the celebrations to power up our policy slots. So there's not a whole lot of reason to do that. There's some good bonuses in here, right? Like the Basilica is quite nice. We could look to put it down on this tile and then put Bursa here. So we should probably do Bursa sooner rather than later. So let's go ahead. We'll drop that down now. It's going to take 12 turns. We can do our next city. So let's go ahead. This is going to... Oh, I just realized we got ourselves quite a bit of gold in the bank here. So we'll go ahead and drop our monument first. And then over here... Oh, no, over on this tile, we'll do barracks. So that's how we'll start it off with. So let's move everything over here immediately. We're going to just shuffle absolutely everything into this city, except... Oh, have a look at that one. That is a sad state of affairs in there. Maybe we should help it out just a little bit. Do we want more gypsum in here? Maybe we just want to put these guys across. I think that's probably making the most sense. Something like that. There's an argument to move one of the gypsums back into Ostia, just because... Oh, you know what? It's about to have its barracks completed anyway, so we should be fine here. All right. A little bit of damage on the Legatus. We'll move him out just for the moment, just so we don't actually lose him. We could come out for the dates, though I think production's probably going to be the king. We'll take production and science. Repair the plantation. You know what? We're not going to repair the plantation. We need that plantation right now. We can look for Brickyard here. We've got the Wee Young Palace in 18 turns. I don't think we're going to get the Wee Young Palace in 18 turns. That's a long way off, especially considering how little production we actually have right now. So maybe we can consider doing something else. We might also want to put the Brickyard down. This is a +2. Yeah, this is a bit of an awkward spot, actually, to put the Emil Bell, but we didn't really have an option, did we? So we'll allow it. What kind of bonuses can we get in here? That's not terrible. Let's go ahead and we'll put this down over there. That's probably our best bet. Okay, so far this empire is actually looking pretty damn decent at this point. 7 settlements. We want to get that next set of camels just because we obviously want to play Abbasid on the next age. So that's going to be a big factor here. So yeah, we 100% want to go to war and try and nullify that position in the north. Everything's healed up. So on top of that, we also want to start looking at upgrading these units. And now with upgrading the units, a key component of that is going to be making sure we get in additional policies that are going to help us manage the cost of that. Arguably, I'm upgrading these guys early right now, and I shouldn't be doing that, but we're already here right now. We can't upgrade that guy, so there we go. So that's quite a few upgrades that we've gotten through right now. So we also need to consider our next policy. We'll go into mathematics. Though, do we want to go mathematics, or do we want to go into the wheel? I think we probably want to go into the wheel. Like, we're making 3 influence a turn right now. We had some unfortunate steals. We'll go blacksmith, barracks. Blacksmith into barracks. And we are going to position ourselves for war up here. We don't really know the lay of the land, so let's actually bring our scout over and just find the lay of the land a little bit better. How many settlements has he got? He's actually got 4 settlements as well. So do we see all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4. We do. So this should all be free for us to just sort of really get in there and start being quite annoying. Now we do have a nice little spot right here for our next settlement, and you can see we've got some good yields in here. These are really nice. A lot of these have been buffed up by floods and stuff like that, but we're just going to go ahead and take the extra production. And that was... No, don't say it ain't so. Bursa. Not Bursa. Not like this. We kind of knew it was going to happen anyway. Okay, so we can move into the Basilica now. So we'll go ahead and throw it down on this tile. We can also look to put the amphitheater on this one. Once we've completed it. The sooner we get the amphitheater, then obviously that's going to push up our culture. But I think at the moment, we probably even want to try and get these guys into position. We're probably peaking when it comes to our strength. We can also look to purchase a couple more units, so let's go ahead and do that. Grab the extra culture. That's our... I tell you what, it's been a long time since I've seen this policy page. We probably needed to get these guys out a while ago, so let's go ahead and do that now. 5% gold, food, and culture in towns without a growing focus. We do have, unfortunately, a whole bunch of growing town focuses, but we'll go ahead and take this one for military units in the capital, and we'll also, because we're going to be grabbing a whole bunch of these now. I think that's probably about it. There's an argument for oratory though instead of that. I think we probably want to take oratory just because we've got such low influence as it is. Science, definitely. And now we can get the villa in. Why is the villa only giving us 1 influence? Is it because the town's unhappy? It's got to be because the town's unhappy, right? There'd be no other reason for it to do it. And it just removes the entirety of that influence point. Now, it's probably going to, like, overflow or something. Well, not overflow, but it'll probably give us... Why is that 2? And why is that 1? That is so strange, isn't it? Is it not? Is it just me, or is that really strange? Why is it getting an influence adjacency? But the thing is, it's not. Adjacency bonuses to other tiles. There's a -1. Is it something to do with the Basilica? Is it bugged? Let's put the amphitheater down here. Why is the one tile that I want to build this on bugging out? That's really strange. We can just build it here, but still, I don't understand. Where's the -1 coming from? So we want to get the villas up before we do anything. I mean, we're gonna treat this like gospel right now and just assume that it is correct. in that. It is, for some reason, reducing the amount of influence that we're getting. So we're just going to go ahead and yeah, we'll assume that it's correct. We'll assume that it's playing by the rules. Let's repair these bad boys up. And yeah, that's really strange though. Can also grab our influence in here. We want to just try and push up our influence as much as we can, because influence is going to be, essentially it's going to be giving us war power. The more influence we've got. All right, so let's continue the migration north. And how are we doing? This guy right here, if I remember correctly, is the guy that's got logistics. Indeed he is. So we can now put this guy inside as well. And is there anything else that we need to do? Maybe we could look to go into ballista. I think that's probably a good idea. And how about this, Commander? Are you going to come out and help in the fight? Probably want you to help out. Okay, we can see that there are a couple units in here. So we're going to need to rush. We're going to need to get a couple more policies through, traditions through, sooner rather than later. See, it's stuff like that right there that makes me go, oh, you know, I forgot to do it just then. So now I think it's probably more reasonable that we move into this, just because we're going to be looking to take advantage of this. So I think we'll stay for 2 at the moment. And then as we get closer, that's when we'll do it. So militaristic. So we can ignore the happiness penalty from unrest in captured settlements or train military units faster. I think we'll probably go down the right side. Makes the most sense for us for the moment. And is there anything else in here that we really want? An extra bit of gold, a little bulwark's probably not terrible. Helps us get our defenses up a little bit faster. And we're in a good little spot here. So we're going to look to try... Do we capture Sparta? I think we could capture Sparta. Have we got any additional settles that we can put down? Yeah, we do have another settle that we can put down. So we could find something more optimal than this, because if we don't want to be up that close, like we could go for... We could just burn this down and then settle on that. I think that's going to be the play. Let's do that. We take a permanent hit, but at the end of the day, it's not a huge deal. Okay, Basilica. Doesn't it get influence from... What is it? +1 influence for each adjacent culture constructible. So where's the culture constructible here? It's the... Okay, it's Mundo Perdito. Calm down. And we also get it over here. So if we were to go on this tile, and then we put the amphitheater here, then that's going to give us that bonus. So I think that's the play. Temple of Jupiter there. Garden across here. Bath somewhere in there. And we could do the Colosseum as well. Colosseum wouldn't be terrible. It's not necessary, though. And we just want to take the production. There's decent production out here, so we'll go ahead and we'll grab that specialist instead. Let's see what we find. There could be some good stuff in here. And we'll see if he... what? 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 What was that? Hold on. Did you see that? What just completed? Oh, it was the Bulwark promotion. Oh, the Bulwark promotion came through. Wait, so the sooner that you delay that, then that means that you're getting more experience by doing that? Is that right? That was a huge amount of... That was like 193 experience or something silly. That was a lot of experience. Okay, so I think we just want to kind of come down over towards the middle here and just kind of deploy in... Okay, we accidentally used a little bit too much of our movement. That's okay. So he does have the hoplites. Is it the hoplites or the legions? I always get confused between the two. I forget which ones, who's got which one and which one I've got. Let's grab the extra gold in the towns as well. And oh, we forgot to put you in the army. That's okay. That's okay, little guy. We'll hook you up. See, once again, there we did it. Something popped up on the screen, but we're just too busy clicking stuff that we forget. We'll take the specialist right here, and we'll definitely take the combat support. And not only will we take that combat support, but we can't offer it to you, can we? Wonderful. So does that mean, are we doing 2 at the same time? How are we doing 2 at the same time? I thought you could only have 1 with the other leaders. Okay, so let's move our scout across here and then deploy like that. That's not how we want to really do it. I think that's probably about the best that we can do it, though. That's the other thing. So let's tell everybody to fortify at the moment. You can see we've got the bulwark. So it's very, very quick to build the fortifications. And now we can grab our next... Do we go blacksmith? We can do Colosseum down here. Probably not terrible. We'll go blacksmith. There's a +6 in here somewhere. There we go. That's a nice little 6. We've also got ones up towards this spot here, which allow us to extend out this a bit further. So we'll go ahead and do that one. Another brickyard. Oh, that's a good sized brickyard right there. I'll tell you what. Where do we even take this brickyard? You could come out towards the iron. That's 1, 2, 3. Let's do the iron. We also want to get that library up. The sooner we get the library up, the better. So let's do that now. Move someone onto the gold. We've got the iron here as well. So why don't we go ahead and put the altar down? If we were to do that, I don't think we can do it, can we? Yeah, we can't do it. Not right now, because we've got 2 of them. Okay, Legatus is holding. We could open fire right now. I don't think he's got any units on our borders, so we can't denounce his military presence and bait him out that way. But we want to bring our legions to the front. Okay, that looks pretty decent from here. Can bring that legion up like that. Can throw you in here. We can wait for this last commander to get over here, but I mean, he's already level 6. It doesn't really matter at this point. Let's go ahead. We'll war deck our good friend. Goodbye, my friend. So we've got 3 at the moment, so we can push that now to 4. We've also got the decent bonuses that we're getting as well from our war support. Not our war support, but our military aid. So at the moment, yeah, we're doing quite well here. We do want to slot in these last traditions. So a little bit of a mistake for me to go so early. Is there something that we can get faster than this? No, it's going to be 3 turns. So we're missing out on a little bit here. Now, these guys are all going to be picking up lots and lots of experience here. So we can't fire with that guy. If we move it onto this tile, it's always hard to know. Yeah, so I should have moved in. I keep always forgetting to do that. And let's push this up like that. I think we can just really look to play a little bit silly here. Just try and clean up as much. Was that a general? That must have been a general. I wasn't even paying attention. How did we kill the general there? I guess it must have been the only one that was on the front line. How is he doing on yields? Yields is doing okay. Speaking of yields, we can't do any stealing at the moment. We're up to 26 though, which is a good amount. Okay, Legatus, you can just hold for the moment. Is that another? Oh, he had an alliance. Oh, that's awkward. I didn't even check if he had an alliance. I mean, it doesn't change anything though, does it? At the end of the day, it just means that we sent out military aid, and we don't get to use it. We got to use it for a couple turns though, or at least for 1 turn, so that's not terrible. So let's focus these guys down. Gosh, we do some damage, don't you? Far out. All right, so we'll have the ballista from the south to help out with this. Here we can look to attack onto this tile. So let's just move our generals over. So they're going to be picking up both of the bonuses. Oh, did I just see? Yeah, I just saw that we've got the archer in here. I completely forgot about that archer. It just mustn't have got deployed when we did the whole everybody deploy. Everybody get your hands up, that sort of thing. Happiness is looking a lot better, which means that wine becomes a lot more valuable. So we'll take wine, just because it makes a fair bit of sense for us to have that. Now, there's also the risk that we get attacked from this angle. Now, we need to keep that in mind, because he's got units down here. So perhaps we should consider purchasing something just to defend for the moment. So we'll go a legion just to start it off, and we can also look to get the chariots out. So we'll keep that in mind. And there is a big risk right now that we do lose those to the south. So we need to keep that in mind. Next milestone is complete. How are we doing on our milestones? We're up to 4 at the moment. We'll grab the extra movement for siege units because we're about to start sieging. How does that end our movement? That's a bit disappointing. Okay, let's see if we can get our army commander onto that tile. Indeed we can. Can we go in here? I think I kind of messed this up. Yeah, I did. That's okay. We'll still look to take this out. Bring everybody across. So we should be able to take that next turn, I think. Try and smash as much as we can onto it. Okay, this city needs a little bit of work in here as well. So we could go for the altar. Altar's always going to look really juicy, especially on a tile like that. Basilica, where are you going to go? Because if we do that there, that's the monument. That was a bad brickyard. That shouldn't have been there, because the Basilica should go here, and then we do the amphitheater on that tile. So let's go back and do the amphitheater there, and then we'll do the Temple of Jupiter on that one. Okay. So do we get it this turn? I think we should technically get it this turn. Do we need to repair up anything? I know what you guys are like. We haven't had a... Actually, now that I think about it, we probably need to get our merchants out. I don't think we've got any merchants out this game. That was not where I wanted to deploy. Why am I like this, man? Why am I like this? I'm always doing like these silly little misclicks. Yeah, now we can't actually take it this turn. That's okay. We'll get it next turn. It's not a big deal. Let's throw you in here. We can't... Oh, that's a cliff. We can't move that guy. I tell you what, I'm still learning war at the moment. Like, I've been watching... there's a Twitch streamer that I like to watch, and he's very, very efficient when it comes to war. And his usage of, like, all of the commanders and all the little ways that you can sort of get everything to go exactly how you want it to go. And I think once I've got a little bit more practice with it, we will be able to get very efficient with it. And we've got a +6 in here somewhere. There is our +6. Is that what we want right now? I think that's probably what we want right now. We've also got the option for Colosseum. That's going to be 5 turns on that. Colosseum. When's Colosseum coming through, by the way? 7 turns. Do we go for the 7? I think we can go for a Colosseum. Let's do it. So we'll throw that in. This is looking okay for the moment. He does have the Jukuno. We might just buy just a couple more legions. Legions are relatively affordable for us. I say that. 240. Kind of expensive. Temple of Jupiter. We'll throw it down here. Finish up our specialty. Did we forget to slot our things? I tell you what, man. I really think they need to fix that. I don't know. Is it just me? Is it because I'm trying to sort of... I'm not necessarily speeding through, but... You know, like these pop-ups at the beginning, like when I roll over a turn, I've already got something in my mind that I want to do. And so when I roll over the turn, because it takes like 4 or 5 seconds for that, I get this thought in my head, and then something pops up on my screen that says, hey, you got to do this. And I'm just like, no, I'm not doing that right now. That's Abbasid secured. Now we could just keep this town right here. If we take a look, because we've got the policy, if I remember correctly. We've got the militaristic policy, which ignores the happiness penalty from unrest and captured settlements. So we can just keep this, and then we can resettle something else. Also, nice settlement up here, by the way. Is that Benjamin? That's Ben. He's got 2. Where is Ben Franklin? I just realized we haven't seen Ben Franklin at all this game. I mean, we've seen him around, but we haven't seen him around, if you get what I mean. Why did we take... Oh, my lord. On defense, dude? Those things don't mess around. Look at that. Why did we take so much damage there? I was expecting we were just going to one-shot that bitch. Okay, so if we keep this, I mean, we could just look to roll over the top of his empire. Maybe that's the play. I think that could be the play. Let's suck everybody up. Let's do the same over here. Put everybody inside. And there we go. And now let's look to push onto the next target. Okay, our crisis... we turned off crises, didn't we? Yeah, because we're at 73% at the moment. So we should technically have hit the crises, but I forgot that we turned it off. Some games we do, some games we don't. Okay, we get a +5 saw pit in here, which is not terrible. So what if we purchase the saw pit? I don't want to purchase it. Like, this is where I want to purchase my saw pit. Oh, that's an awkward saw pit to purchase. The reason why we don't want to put the saw pit... Okay, how about let's do this. Let's put the saw pit on that tile. And this new citizen that comes out, we'll put it over here. And now what we'll do is we'll turn this. So we're 24 gold, and that will now push us to 20... Really? Only 27 gold? We only get 3? But that was a +5 saw pit. 1, 2, 3? I feel like I've been scammed. In my mind, that was so much better than what it actually turned out to be. I was quite excited. Let's bring that back. Ballista inside. And now we can start moving forward. There's quite a bit of military units up here. How do we want to approach this? I think we can look to come in from the side like that. We just want to make sure that we're not going to get hit on the next turn. Okay, so this guy's got to pull back from here. He might still die. Okay, that's what I was expecting to happen the first time. Let's hope he doesn't fire down on this unit. Okay, it doesn't look like he did. So you can jump on in here. I wouldn't mind actually capturing this city as well. We could just capture all the city. Do we really take a happiness hit if we do that? We're about to get our next thingy up. Our next settlement limit. That'll take us to 8 out of 8. And we could look to try and just get a whole bunch of altars across the network. That wouldn't be terrible. Let's grab Brickyard, just for a little bit of extra. Where are we even going to put this Brickyard down? I mean, you could put it down on a tile like this. I think it's probably better down here. We could even look to kick that out. Has that got a woodcutter in it? Why is there a woodcutter in that tile? There's no way that's got a woodcutter in it. No, there's no woodcutter in that. It looks like there's a woodcutter in there. I'm going a little bit crazy right here. We could do amphitheater. Amphitheater probably makes a bit more sense right now. So that gives 6, and there's no adjacency, but that gives 5-1. Explain that to me, dude. I really wish I knew. Okay, here we go. So let's move forward. And we want to deploy. And we can't really do it up over here. So let's deploy again. And now, can we fortify on every single one of these guys? Just for the memes? Don't know why you're on that position, my friend. We don't actually need to fortify the backline, but we're just going to do it because we can. So now we've fortified across the network. Have all of the units been assembled? It looks like they have. Okay. Well, we do need to be cautious of that guy. We can't lose that one. And arguably, I don't know why it was ever there in the first place. Especially because... How does the melee unit get deployed here? Oh, there were 2 melee units. One got deployed there as well. Okay, so let's bring the... We want to think a little bit more constructively here. Bring you up. Put you in. You to the front. Focus. Focus. Not a whole lot of damage is coming through on these guys just yet. No damage can be done here. Let's see if we can move you around. Pull you forward. Deploy you there. Can fire on that tile. We'll take it. Okay, next up. These have probably almost certainly been taken at this point. There's no way Nalanda's still available. No way. How is Nalanda still available at this point? It's turn 108, dude. And we've got like 1 science leader, 2 science leaders in the game. 3, I'm a science leader as well. And Nalanda is still available? How? There's no way. There's no way that's right. Oh, by the way, we can put a settlement down. Do we do it just for the memes? There's more camels here. Oh my lord, there's more camels here. We've already unlocked the Abbasid. I mean, that was our main focus, was unlocking the Abbasid. Once we've unlocked them, we're okay. You can heal up, my friend. So just go ahead and do that. You're all good. We could slam this guy, but I think we want to avoid that right now. Where is he getting his bonuses from? War support. Let's add a little bit more for us. Okay, we should be okay here. We lost a unit somewhere? Is it down to the south? I don't think we lose anything up here. Yeah, we lost this unit. Okay, that's fine. That's acceptable. An acceptable loss. We're not too worried about the south just yet. Maybe when they start revolting, then we can have a conversation. Talking about you, Texas. Sorry. Okay. This guy is all... Well, that guy's okay. We could move him forward, but... Let's do it. We'll just risk it. Focus. Focus. Heal. We could push through onto this, but there are archers, though, so we just want to be able to pull him back at any chance that we get. Okay, that's all good. Let's make sure that we move these guys back here as well, just so that we... Because if we're issuing commands with the commander, we want to pull that guy up as well. If we're issuing commands with the commander, I'm 99% sure it's going to say words to the effect of, you did something last turn, therefore you're not healing. That's basically it. Okay, we got Colosseum. How many does that put us at? We're at 5 out of 7 world wonders now, which is not too bad. We definitely need to start thinking about traders, though. Now, if we're going to be trading, we're going to be trading down here. We can't be trading over this side, and that's a problem. That's a lot of units now that are starting to come out. So we need to respect this a little bit more. We can't just be doing traders and whatnot. We can't put walls under either because we are under siege, I suspect. Is that why we can't do walls? So let's look to get our units out. So we're going to the Legion. We can probably look to purchase a couple more as well. I think we probably want to get a commander down here because we've got all 3 of our commanders up here. So let's look to try and get a commander down here. Who can move the furthest, the fastest? It's a level... It says level 9, but it's also saying level 8 up here. Let's just try and move 1 out. 1 can come back. And then this guy is defending for the moment. I tell you what, this could be a little bit troublesome. I wasn't considering the fact that he was allied with Tecumseh when we attacked. And that's my mistake. So here, do we go into Bastion? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're doing it. We're touching every single one of these trees at the same time. And we're going to be happy about it, all right? Okay, here we can probably look to... Let's get our merchants out. We want to try and hit some legacy points if possible. We don't want to just not hit legacy points. Ballista, can you fire? You can only fire down here. This attack definitely feels like it's not really going as well as it could be. Minor defeat onto that. Minor victory onto that. My fear right now is that this guy's just going to slam and we're going to lose this archer on the next turn. It's almost certainly going to happen here. And because of that, I'm tempted to come in. But if we slam this guy, then he's just going to slam back, fire with the archer, and then we lose him. So would you rather lose a legion or an archer? I feel like it's guaranteed that it's going to be one of the two. Oh, it's close. No, it's not. Because the archer's fired down here. Okay. He's saying he wants Sparta back. How about instead of you getting Sparta back, we get Chalkis. And we get Corinthos. Dude, that's crazy, man. Hold on. Closing will result... I don't want to cancel the peace deal. I just want to see the cities, man. I want to know which one's which. Which one are we attacking right now? Is there any way to see? Because, like, if we do exit this, then, like, it kind of resets his mindset. Do we just take Corinthos? If we just take Corinthos... See? It was the wrong one. That's the trouble. That's the trouble with it. We wanted to take Chalkis. We don't care about Corinthos. Burn it to the ground. Can we burn it? Can we burn it to the ground? I don't know if we can burn it to the ground. Okay, at least now we can focus on our war back at home. Do we just go take it to the man down south? There's a part of me that really wants to now. Like, okay, we've pieced out with this guy in the north. Now we actually just go ham on that guy in the south. Tecumseh, we're coming for you. Let's do it. On the road again. I can't wait to get back on the road again. Move you across. Jump you inside. Tecumseh, we're coming. Don't go anywhere, Tecumseh. We are coming for you. A little bit of a mistake right there. Do we just leave him behind? I think we just leave him behind. We can always reroute him. All right, everybody down here. Let's get some of our routes, our trade routes running. Iron, we'll take it. Okay, all right. Now we're gonna be. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. That's a lot of units as well. That's like 3 Jukunu. Almost certainly we lose that city if we don't peace out right now. He will reject the deal. You know, we could always give him a city that we're not interested in keeping. Have a look at this. Benjamin Franklin, Mississippi. One of the best combos in the game. And he's up in the tundra, which is just incredible. I tell you what, I would love to play that spawn. So, I think the question right now is, do we focus... Because this war is not going to give us anything, right? Like, that's the reality. The war's not going to give us anything. But we're going to try. Let's try. Bring these guys in. And we probably want to go altar. Though altar's not going to give us anything into the next age. We want to go garden. We want to go saw or granary. We want to go saw pit. We want to go something like that. Because that's going to allow us to carry across into the next age. So, oh, that's Machu Picchu. Oh, why didn't I think about that? That's Machu Picchu. Okay, all right. Machu Picchu. We can put these down. I don't mind putting Machu Picchu with some of those tiles. Okay, so wait, we've got more camels. There's no way you've got camels up here. No, you don't have camels. Where did we get the camels from? I didn't even know where we got the camels from. Oh, was it the trade? No, we haven't done a trade. Okay, here's what's going to happen. All right, in my head, I know what's going to happen. All right. We are going to get more camels. Boom. Boom. And now that puts us at 10 out of 8. Oh, okay. Yeah, we need to keep this city. Okay, Tecumseh, could I interest you, potentially, in a city by the name of Corinthos? He'll accept it. Wonderful. And then that way, we get to keep... we get to keep Ostia, and he gets to keep Corinthos. I think that's a great deal. Honestly, it's the little things like that that kind of make me happy that, you know, we got that terrible city in the first place, because then I wouldn't have felt so bad about it. Like with Chalkus, this is what we were kind of wanting. It was very hard to push into this. This is very defensible. The mountain here together with the lake makes it difficult to attack into this. A lot of forest still in here as well. I say still in here like he could remove it. He can't remove it. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, we're very fortunate that that at the end of the day, we're able to keep that city. And I guess that realistically, the time for it just kind of worked out for us. Okay, we're at 86% here, so we're going to look to try and macro out the rest of this game. That's a +7 garden. I mean, we could get some value out of it right now, but ideally, we just want to get all of these down. Let's go for this one as well. Altar. I mean, we want to try and get as much as we can around this, just in preparation for Machu Picchu, because there will be a Machu Picchu here, I assure you. Question's more going to be about when it comes in. All right, let's add you in. So we want to get these guys down here as quickly as we can. So we're at 9 out of 8 settlements, which isn't terrible. And we can start trading now as well. We're not happy with any of these guys, so we need to start doing reconciliations because we want to start sending them trade deals. So the sooner we reconciliation with them, the sooner we can send them trade deals. Okay, Nalanda. Let's see if we can get Nalanda in. 12 turns. I don't think that... Do we have 12 turns left? Let's try and rush it. I tell you what, I hate these nameplates disappearing. Is there any way for us to get these in? No, there's not. Okay, we've also got the option in here to go into Sanchi Stupa, or not Sanchi Stupa, but into Angkor Wat. So we'll go ahead and do that. Garden, Market, Fishing Key. Probably want to go Fishing Key. Let's do that and begin to move. We've also got the ability to put down another city. Does that carry over to the next age? I wonder. I haven't actually played Rome into the Exploration Age. Because they're technically, it's the same unit, right? We've got, is this Chalkus up here? Dude, look at these trade routes. These are really good. We don't want to trade with Chalkus because we actually need to get things that we can slot. That's going to be the most important thing. So let's bring all of our merchants down here. We need to have more merchants coming out. Okay, there it goes. That was Nalanda. So, I mean, we kind of called that out. We knew we weren't going to get Nalanda, but, you know, we got to pretend like we're going to get Nalanda. We don't want to overbuild on this tile because it is also, this is a desert tile. It's one of the few desert tiles that we have. So we want to avoid overbuilding on it. We also want to not build on that tile because it's got an adjacency here and here. So we want to go on that tile right there instead and cancel that one. And then we'll put the brickyard on that tile and then we can build there next. Okay, we got it. We got it. We worked it all out. We're okay. I think we can probably afford to take the silk here. No, incense is definitely going to be much more important. So let's take the incense, put that in the capital, just because we're quite behind on our science, which is kind of funny because we're playing Trung Track. If I remember correctly, she gets her bonus is 20% when it's in a formal war that you declare. Yeah, so you're getting an extra 10% science on top of that. So that's not terrible. And for someone who starts off in tropical, and considering the fact that we also got Mundo Perdido, it feels like we don't have a whole lot of science here. We'll drop the altar down. Now, do we actually have the ability to get even more of these? We do. Dude, we've got so many cities that we can put down. Every single one of these legatus can put down a city. But, you know, you got to start asking yourself at what point it makes sense to do it, right? And I guess that's the other thing is, you know, we were talking about the fact that we wanted to have a little bit of utility in here. And so, you know, we played into this. It's like, well, do we really need to do that? Did we just... Maybe we made too many settlers early on. Or maybe we just haven't found the right settles yet. Maybe that's the biggest problem. So we're going to go ahead and settle that one right there. We've got a fair bit of an empire. You know what? There's a part of me that's just thinking, let's just go ahead and just settle the world. Why not? What are they going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Okay, where else can we settle? We could look to settle over here. This isn't terrible. Other than that, we could come up and settle the gold. Let's go and expand down here. I'm sure we can find something down here. By the way, how far do you move with that? That is incredible. These guys have got some damn crazy movement on them. We got no idea what's out here, but we're about to find out. Let's get you into this one. There's Nalanda right there on the corner. And let's get a couple more merchants out. We need more merchants, so we'll do that. Who do we want to trade? Oh, we want to try and... Oh, we can't even trade with him because he's so far away from us. Okay, so we're going to be sending one trader down here. Let's go and do that. Okay, that is all of our science that's just come through. The only thing is, I don't think there's a world where we're actually hitting a science golden age. So I don't think it's hugely important for us to go into our academies, right? Like, we're going to build the academies and then they're not going to exist. So what's that golden age that we're even going into? Because we're not going into this golden age. I guess we're going into a militaristic golden age? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know what it gives. Gain an infantry unit in every settlement you conquered last age. We conquered 1. Is that it? 2? Like, you're going to give me 2 infantry? And that's it? There's a city-state in there, by the way. I suspect they've already been befriended. We could try for... I guess, realistically, we just go for, like, the... we just go for the economic golden age, then. I think that's got to be the play, and we just look to try and get the traders out. We can even buy a couple of traders. I don't mind that. That's actually not terrible. The biggest thing is going to be about whether you can actually get these guys back on side or not. 5 turns to go. We're at 70 at the moment. So let's have a look and see. I think ideally we shouldn't be forward settling them then. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so no forward settles here as long as it's not on that tile. So let's go ahead and put that down. Oh, my lord, that's a city, isn't it? Grab some more camels. Why not? Grab ourselves some more resources. So we're now sitting at 12 out of 8. We've got just a handful of camels. Just a few. Just a smidgen of camels. So we're going to be opening up trade relations with her very shortly. Now, does this guy also have the ability to put down cities? I don't think so. No, this guy does. Oh, my lord, dude. This is incredible. How do you have so many... I guess that's what happens. I guess that's what happens when you stack up all these bonuses. And you know the crazy part is, like, there's still more bonuses that we just missed out on that we just didn't get, right? That we could have been stacking up, and we just didn't. That's kind of crazy. Okay, so here we've got Liangzhao. So that's going to give us some gypsum. It's also going to give us some kaolin as well. So let's go ahead and stick these in. We've got quite a few towns out here. And is that it? Did we get it? We got it. That's it. So we'll take the Silk Road's golden age as we go into the next age. But I tell you what, it's one of those things where it feels... I mean, I don't think our yields are that terrible. I mean, they're pretty bad. Can we get this? 7 turns. Or I don't think we can get it. You know what we can do, though? Let's try and move everything into this city. We need to connect something. We need to connect something, and we need to connect it right now. Is there any production we can get here? We'll get tool making in, just for the extra 1 production. It could be the difference. And we need to try and connect something out here. Why not? Why not, dude? And now, what we do is we build a granary on that tile, and then we take the dyes here, and then because of that, now we can move everything back into the capital. And that will hopefully allow us to build this before the game ends. It's a small little detail, but it could be the difference. Is there anything here that is worthwhile taking out? Maybe just like the incense and then just put that in. So we're up to 75. Is there any way we can get more happiness in here? We do have wool. Let's grab the wool. So the wool's going to go in instead of that. So we're up to 76.5 production. So that goes from 7 turns to 5 turns. And 5 turns is a lot more reasonable. I think we can 100% do 5 turns. So let's go ahead and heal these guys up. We've got a fair amount, a decent amount of cities here across the network. There becomes a point where you got to ask the question, you know, like, is it really worth doing it? I mean, we can get ourselves quite a bit of settlement limit in the next age, though. That's the other thing to note. Like, we can come in for some... Oh, wonderful. Let's improve our trade relations. We can get the Corona Civica, right? And that's going to push up our settlement limit as well. Have we got all of our guys over here? Let's put you in here. Like that. And then you can come back over here. They're not the happiest of cities. I'll say that right now. We will be able to take this gold with us into the next age. And realistically, we do span the entirety of the continent. Like, this is not bad. We can add the bath in just because at this point, you're not going to get a trader out in time. Though, how long is it going to take to build a merchant? 7 turns. That's way too long. Let's do a bit more scouting. You can hold. Another merchant down here. I love that the merchant decided that's the most efficient route. I mean, it probably is now that I look at that. Okay, so Nakeb, let's grab at you. And this merchant down here. Okay, let's see if we can... Reconciliation. I didn't even check. He's at 75. I don't think we're going to get him. Look at the hides down here, bro. Triple hides. Incredible stuff there for you, mate. Lovely. And she's got no more settlements that we can send trade routes to. Trade route up here. So let's go ahead. We'll buy. Ooh, that's an 800 gold merchant. 3 turns. Let's see if we can get you up here. Or rather, 3%. And here, we'll just drop down the market for the sake of it. Another city-state in here. Dude, where were all the city-states earlier? I was hungry earlier for city-states. 97%, 98%. This is one of the things where it's like, I wish that there was a little bit more, not guarantee, but I wish that there was a little bit more certainty about when you are going to get it. So it looks like we will get that one in the end. Do we move these traders down? I think we move the traders, so we can now improve trade relations. Wonderful. So it means that this guy can get a trader in here. And what's the fastest way to get you over here? Do we have any... There's another trader back here. So this guy wants to come to that tile. And now, do you go to here? That's 2. That's 3. So we want you over there. Oh, beautiful. And now we're getting ourselves some resources in. This is looking a little bit better. A little bit healthier. So did we complete that World Wonder? We've got... Next turn, it comes in. Okay, Samarkand has been befriended by Ben Franklin. Ooh. And there's Angkor Wat. Wonderful. I wish it prevented you from doing, like, the fast clicks immediately after you've aged up. Another city-state in here. Let's go meet them. Grab some marble. And is there anything that we can really take with us into the next age? I don't think so. Is that a 2-turn Legatus? Oh, because we got 100 and... Yeah, we got 77.5 production in here. That's a decent amount of production. Let's grab some more. That's a 9-turn Legatus. And we come here and we improve trade relations. And we get that trader down as well. And then this one can come across. Okay, so we can pull these out now. They don't have to be in here. Though, to be honest, I don't know how much of a difference it's really going to make. At the end of the day, our yields are not at all impressive. But I don't think when you're playing a style like this, I mean, are you really going for the yields? Like, we're not SimCitying here. But I think we've made a pretty decent-sized dent in the enemy's position. Can we get any more merchants out? One more in here. Lovely. And this isn't going to be our last turn. In fact, I think we still might have another 2 turns or so to go. But we've obviously... Look how quickly we've turned Tecumseh around. He was mad at us. And now if we take a look, he's at 5. And that's going to continue. We've still got reconciliation going with him. Minus 25 gold. I mean, at this point, probably doesn't really matter that much. We probably should have taken the food then. We'll grab the wine. And we've got another Legatus. Is that another Legatus? Oh, my lord. Move him into the capital. And we'll just switch everybody over to Legatuses at this point. You could go for a lighthouse. Doesn't really make a difference at this point because you're so late in the era. And we've now got another trade route that we can do. So this is all just going to be enabling us to get even more gold in the next era. It's really important that we do that. So we're at 99% now. That's at 100%. So this could be the last turn. If we hover over... I did read, somebody said if you hover over the age progress, it tells you. But it doesn't... Oh, here. Age progress 199. The antiquity age will end at 200 age progress. So that means that we should technically still have one more turn after this, even though it says it's at 199. Wonderful. Look at that. There you go. Thank you very much to... I think that was somebody on the Discord. I'm not 100% sure if it was... It could have been a YouTube comment as well. I will say that right now. It could have been a YouTube comment. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this game right here, turn 130. And now as we go over, so we'll be going into Exploration Age. I want to have a look at where we'd kind of go from here. Because, like, we've got a huge amount of settlements that are out here on land. And the reality is they're really not contributing that much to anything, right? Like,
in their pursuit of
if we think about it, they're not... and this is something that I said in a previous video. It's like, it's not about having lots of settlements now. It's about having good settlements. So in the end, we were 6 out of 7, 15 out of 12. We got 6 out of 10 on science. A little bit slow there, considering we are a scientific leader as well. Disappointing. Disappointing. You know what I'm putting it on? Remember when we sent out those scientific agreements and then we couldn't... We got rejected on both of them, and then we had to send out a science agreement to a scientific leader? I'm putting it all on that, dude. That's what it was all on. So when we roll into the next age, what we'll do is we'll switch it up now to Corona Civica. I think we probably could have looked to have even more... Like, maybe we didn't play enough army commanders. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it could have gone so much more. Like, we could have gone for a lot more than that. So if we go Abbasid here, is that the correct play? I think that's the correct play. We go Abbasid here. We're not going to do this playthrough right now, but this will come through. Do we do Abbasid again? Maybe we don't do Abbasid again, considering we just did Abbasid. Maybe... Oh, you know what we could do? Oh... I just had a thought. We'll go Bulgaria. We'll turn all of them into cities. Every single one of our settlements into cities. And then we will convert them across. Like, we'll take the golden age for cities, and then we'll get more cities, and then we'll go to war, and we'll just pillage everything. That's what we're going to do. Oh, that's what we're going to do. Okay. And then that way, so if we look at it right now, from our legacy, so we'll grab the extra 2 settlement limit. We'll also grab the extra militaristic point. We'll grab extra culture and extra diplo. And all of our cities from the previous age remain cities. And we want to get rid of that, and then we'll go for the plus 40. And now we'll also change the capital, so we can choose between Aquila and Ravenna. So there's Ravenna, and where is Aquila? Over here. So we'll make this our capital, Ravenna. But then basically, unused legacy points? Oh, we got 2 unused science legacy points. I mean, who cares about science, right? I mean, at this point, it's like plus 6 science. I think we'll just take the 2 attribute points. So what we would now do... So because all of our cities remain cities from the last age, that means that we've got 4 cities. Okay, and then from here, we've got 1850 in the bank. So we could just convert over a whole bunch of, like, random towns into cities. As an example, like, let's just go with, like, convert this guy over here to a city. Okay, and then we convert this guy to a city. And then next turn, we'll be able to convert another city. So that would give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cities. And then we go to war, you know, down here, as an example, and we just burn everything. But the only trouble is, like, there's not a lot to burn. Oh, Tecumseh's 11. Tecumseh has 11 settlements. All right, Tecumseh. I mean, is there much in here, though? I don't know if, like, all of these are towns. That's a town. No, even then, that's probably still a town. Like, there's not a whole lot in here to actually burn and pillage. And that's what we want to do. So anyway, we'll leave it there. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, a little bit of a different style to play. I think that we can definitely perfect this, though. If you've got any feedback for me on how we could perfect this, how we could make this a little bit stronger when it comes to this kind of combo, leave it down in the comments. Because I tell you what, now that I've gone through it and done it, I think it's probably better that you don't do it with Rome. I mean, if you do it with Rome, do you just not make any settlers? Is that the way? And then you just kind of like, you just make legatus early instead of making settlers? Maybe that's the play. And then you just try and farm. Like, I think we played the early game well. It was kind of like the mid game where we stalled out a little bit. So we'll have to go back to the drawing board, figure that one out. But other than that, hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching.